Okay, so as a few of you mentioned, on that second floor, there were two members that I had that I needed to change here because as I was drawing around, I made them 12 by 27s. These are actually 10 by 25s. I'm going to fix those real quick. So now they're going to be 10 by, they're going to be W10 by 26s instead of 25s. Okay, so now we should be okay on that one and that one. Now, I left these three open right now because I need you to see something, right? If I was to click on this member, right, and I would hover over that grip and drag it all the way through to this next member right here, right, you see it's actually going through the beam right now. I want you to see an editing function that you can do where you can draw those through and use those grids to draw them all the way through. And instead of drawing point to point, I want you to see that again, you can go to modify and you can go to the split element command. And if you split the element, you can split right here at the, and it draws it to both sides. So if you remember, I dragged you around the whole outside because I wanted you to see it being drawn properly from control point to control point. But you can go through and do what I just did and then simply click on this and say copy and copy from here to here and to here, making sure that you've got the multiple options selected. Right? So there's all kinds of ways to go about drawing, and I needed you to just see that you can do that. You can split at those control points and get it to both sides. Now, what does all that mean for us at this point? Well, let's say that I wanted to now take everything I have and draw the same thing on the third level. Well, I could go to the roof, not the third level, I'm sorry, the roof, and draw all that again. But as you probably know, that's not what we need to do, is it? How can we get around that? We can go to the second floor and we can click on this, right? And I can say select all instances, right? Visible in view. Will that get it for me? No, that won't get all my structural members. What could I do here? Well, let's use our friend the filter. I'm going to simply draw a window around everything I see here. And then I'm going to click on the filter. And on the filter, I'm going to uncheck my columns and then hit apply. And now all I have are my girders or my beams, okay? So now if I come up here on the modify tab and say copy to clipboard, now I can say paste aligned to selected levels. And I can select roof and hit OK. And once I hit OK, now all those members are there. Now, don't get excited that they're there. We're not quite done yet, right? Why aren't we done? See, those are still selected. Let's go to our south elevation. Let's look at our problem. We have these beams there now, but they're not connecting to the top of the columns, are they? No, they're not. They need to come down how many inches? 4 inches. How are we going to do that? Well, I'm going to scroll out on this view and I'm going to select everything I can see here, right? In a 3D view now, I can see that everything is selected. While I'm in this elevation, I'm going to say what? Start level offset, end level offset. You see, that beam, I want you to see something before I go and fix this. If I click on that beam and I said that the start level offset here was 4, and I said this other one was 8, look what it does to my column. It's all crazy cockeyed, right? That's not what I want though. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to undo 1, 2 steps. I'm going to select all of my members, verify they're selected in that 3D view, go back to my south elevation, and I'm going to go in this one and I'm going to put minus, minus 4. Oh, I got to try it again now. Hold on. Let's try that one more time. Uh, see if I can get this to cooperate. Minus 4 on that end and minus 4 on the other end. Okay, now they are all at the proper, hit SD on the keyboard, I can see they're all at the proper elevation now, right? They're at the proper elevation. I brought them down where they need to be. Only we've got a couple of what? Looks like we've got a couple of columns that are not cooperating. So let me click on that column. Up, I must have missed that one before. And this is the place where you'll start to see little tiny things that you miss here and there. Okay, that looks a little better. We'll grab this one as well. And if you remember, I drew those after the fact when I offset the top on the original. So I'm catching those after the fact. And you're going to do that plenty of times, people. So there they are. So looks like we're all good. In that south elevation, I don't see any columns poking up above the beams. Looks like I'm okay. And I'll go ahead and save my model. And then I'll save this video and let you get caught up.